Hello and welcome back to the World Race Series. We've been away for a while. The World Race Series has unfortunately been on an intermission period, skipping a year for the first time in series history, and it'll most likely continue for a few years. But we're back for one last race to say goodbye for a while with the 2025 Road to the Dream at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Today, 24 drivers will fight for the annual title of world's best race car driver on a traditional 1.5 mile intermediate track in very new, top-of-the-line Generation 7 NASCAR stock cars. This will be an exceptionally new challenge for our drivers, as we haven't run on one of these tracks since 2020, only on the big superspeedways since then. It'll be interesting to see who rises to the top in this discipline. One thing to note, there will only be 6 laps, so a rather short sprint, but there is one mandatory pit stop required today, so it'll be interesting to see where the strategies line up. Will the track position advantage pitting later win out, or will getting it out of the way earlier win out today? Plus, pitting earlier means you put more green flag laps down when the track is rubbered up with more grip. We shall see. Now, on to the drivers that will be racing today. On the pole with a great qualifying session is Surfrat. Today he is not driving his usual ride and is in the number 23 car. It seems like he's taken a liking to the intermediate track package. One thing to note is that many drivers will not be in their usual race cars. Starting second is Crucifix. We haven't seen her up front in a race in a long time. Maybe the style of racing is her thing. Could she grab her second win today, or will she fall back? Starting third is Big Willie. This is his first year competing in a Toyota, as he has completed his manufacturer swap from Chevy. Today, he's in the number 35 Wii car. In fourth is Ranch Hand. Looks like Rucky didn't make the cut in the car after a bad performance at Atlanta last year, and Ranch Hand has taken it back. He's the only Desert Motorsports driver running today, as Bobber and Sissy look on from the infield today. He won here on the road course 8 years ago in 2017. Could he defend his track title today? Starting fifth is Woofair in an unmarked, unnumbered naked Toyota. She's been having some trouble the past few seasons, but perhaps she can turn her luck around today. Of course, she is not in her number 21 Ford today, but she still maintains the same color scheme. Starting sixth is Steph, putting 2 Paradise Motorsports cars in the top 10 to start the race. She usually is in the number 16 Chevy, but this year is giving the number 32 Ricky Craven throwback a try from Darlington. In seventh is Crispy, someone we've been saying would be good on these types of tracks for years, but unfortunately just never has had the chance to really run on them very much. They've been getting really good at ovals, and I'm sure the entire field recognizes them as a serious, dangerous threat. Starting eighth is Deadshot, back in the Monster Energy Toyota. He's now joined Matt Jack at Big Time Racing. He's one of the best drivers we've got. Doesn't matter if we're on dirt, road course, or if we're flying airplanes, Deadshot's going to be in the mix. Starting ninth is the Sheepster, back in the number 3 car once again, with sort of a sacrilegious Toyota version of the Dale Earnhardt Goodwrench number 3 car. Maybe a quiet rebellion from her. She's also hopped over to Legend Racing, as Inc., Calculator Cam, Manny, and others are inactive this year. And you'll notice the same for a lot of the teams in the race. Rounding out the top 10 starters is our reigning champion, Night Runner. Not in his usual number 24 Chevy this year, and instead, he's in a red number 9 car, sharing the number with his sibling Crispy in a show of solidarity, despite racing for separate teams. Could he become the first driver to reach 10 wins today? Starting in 11th is Metalhead. He notched his first win in 2023 at a track very similar to this, albeit on dirt. Could he get another today? Starting 12th is Bubbles, making her very first start in the World Race Series, and our only rookie in the field today. Previously announced at the end of 2023 as T-Dog, Bubbles has adapted well to this car and could maybe even be a threat for a top 10 today. Hopefully she can run well today and become a consistent contender in the World Race Series. Starting 13th is the Owl, driving the number 6 Castrol Ford, usually driven by Metalhead. Usually she's in the number 2 Ford, but in this race the Comet Motorsports drivers have taken both Castrol 6 cars in the race today. Starting 14th is Big Ed, back in the number 10 car again. He has some really good experience on tracks like this. Maybe watch him today. Could he climb through the field to snag a victory? Starting 15th is Pepe Psycho. He's not driven on a track like this, and it shows in his qualifying time. but he did run well enough to make the show. He just replaced Jeezy in the number 17, but in this race, he will be running an unmarked Chevrolet Camaro. In 16th is Arpegia, sharing the number 10 with her husband instead of running her usual number 22 car. She's had a lot of great success recently, and many tout her as the next driver to grab their first win. Starting 17th is the Bandit, starting pretty far back. They are a very capable driver on the big tracks. Perhaps it's not translating so well here? Starting in 18th is High Cholesterol, taking the track in the third number 9 car today, sharing the ride with her cousins, Night Runner and Crispy, despite also running on a completely separate team. But of course, this show of solidarity is always welcome. Usually, she's in the Hendrick number 5 car, but that was not available in the field today, unfortunately. Starting 19th is Bookworm, making his first start since 2019. We'll see how he shakes off that rust. Rounding off the top 20 is Matzo. He is our best dirt racer and has been getting much better at oval racing in the past couple of years. After a few mishaps in qualifying, it'll be interesting to see if he can climb the leaderboard. Starting 21st is Matt Jack, the other Matthew in the field. Not the best oval racer, but we'll see what he can do on an intermediate. He stepped out of the number 41 car for the first time this weekend, and instead takes over the number 45 Jordan car that his teammate Deadshot drove last year. 22nd is taken up by the Rocket. Though Big Willie has switched over to Toyota, Rocket is still driving her number 42 Chevy for one more race. Perhaps the team just couldn't get stocked up with Toyotas fast enough. Despite being very good at intermediate tracks, it looks like she just hasn't had much speed today. Maybe just caught her on a bad day. Starting 23rd is Ethan, sharing the number 6 Castrol Ford with the Owl instead of his usual number 23 Toyota, which was taken over by Surf Rat this weekend. At the back of the field, after a very slow qualifying run, is Kevin, making his third start in the World Race Series. Now that you know the drivers, they're all making pace laps around the track. Let's get this show on the road. And we're off. Surf Rat gets a good start, but Crucifix hangs on to the outside line. Big Willie clears Ranch Hand for third. We got battles through the pack. Wolf Air over Steph for fifth. Crucifix is hanging on out there with good speed, though. We're 3 wide back here. Matzo cuts the inside to pass Arpegia, and Bandit does the same on High Cholesterol. And a move to the outside. Up front, Surf Rat and Crucifix are neck and neck for the lead. Looks like Bandit is winning out over High Cholesterol for 18th. And Crucifix has cleared Surf Rat. We have a new leader here. And Ranch Hand has taken third from Big Willie. And he goes for second. But Surf Rat isn't giving it up easy. Matzo is now past Pepe Psycho to enter the top 15. Crucifix is only extending that lead up there. Where did the speed come from? And we begin lap 2. Here we see the very first driver make their mandatory pit stop, Matt Jack. Looks to be the only driver pitting this lap. Ranch Hand still wants second from Surf Rat. And Matzo is going for the pass on Bubbles. Oh, contact! Bubbles goes up the track and falls back. That may be some inexperience showing, but she's still having a great debut racing, hanging in the top 15 today. Meanwhile, Crucifix still leads up front. The Owl is defending 13th there from her teammate, Big Ed. It looks like Bubbles has fallen back all the way to 15th place. And Surf Rat is pitting, giving up second place. Wolf Air assumes second place, while Ranch Hand, Big Willie, Metalhead, Bubbles, and others pit this lap behind Surf Rat. Wolf Air chasing Crucifix now. She's got a lot of speed today, too. And there's teammates Matzo and Night Runner fighting for 7th back there. Meanwhile, Surf Rat heads off pit road. And it looks like Crucifix, Night Runner, the Owl, Sheepster, and a few others make their pit stop this lap. Crispy, the defending winner of the Road to the Dream, assumes the lead as we begin lap 4. Big Ed, Matzo, the Rocket, and Ethan are the only drivers left who haven't pitted yet, as we see Surf Rat now back on track and up to speed. We're going to have to see if he nets out in front of Crucifix to take the lead back. Meanwhile, Crispy has merged with the lap 2 pitters, putting some of them a lap down. And it looks like Crispy has opted to pit this lap. Matzo stays out, and it looks like the rest of the drivers follow Crispy down pit road, meaning Matzo is the last car still on track that hasn't pitted. And one thing to note, every driver on the leaderboard that has an asterisk has pitted. Cars are re-entering the track now, getting into the position that will most likely finish it. And it looks like Surf Rat has netted out in front of Crucifix. He will have the lead when it cycles back, but that's only if Matzo or Crispy don't take up the lead once it all cycles. And there it is. Crispy has merged back onto the track. Surf Rat has passed them to take the lead of the cars that have pitted. Crucifix is in 5th back there, stuck behind Woodfair, who was able to get off pit road in front of her. Unfortunate for Crucifix, who probably could have won this race. And here it is. Matzo must pit here or risk disqualification. He holds the lead for now, but the pack is coming around. And Matzo now moves to exit pit road. Here comes the pack. Can he keep the lead? Oh, and there he goes! Surf Rat grabs the lead as Matzo clears the track, and he merges with the field, now passed by Crispy, and settles into 6th. And here comes Surf Rat, followed by his wife and excellent teammate in 2nd. Surf Rat and Paradise Motorsports put on a dominating show to win the 2025 Road to the Dream at Miami. What a riveting race. We've been treated to a barn burner here in Miami to mark the farewell to the World Race Series for the immediate future. What a send-off, folks, and some really interesting stories through the field. And of course, here's the celebratory victory burnout. Surf Rat grabs his 2nd career win, coming up from humble beginnings as a driver you wouldn't really want to bet on. Surf Rat has turned his own tables. With a road course win in the desert in 2023, he goes to victory lane in back-to-back seasons, just as Steph did in 2023. He drove a masterclass of a race and took advantage of strategy to take the lead back and never gave it up for anything. A truly incredible job. And here's the finishing order for today's race. And we have many interesting stories happening today. From the Paradise Racing 1-2 finish, Crucifix and Woodfair finding speed today. Out of basically nowhere, they haven't shown speed in years. Crispy's defiant title defense in the Road to the Dream, and Matzo and Big Ed charging through the field, showing their intermediate track talent. Deadshot the Owl and Ranch Hand with top 10s. Defiant top 10s. And Sheepster, Big Willie, Night Runner, and Bubbles all having big trouble either on pit road or on track, losing lots of valuable track position. But Bubbles still having a great run today for her very first start, finishing in the top 15. Not a lot of rookies in their first start can say that. Of course, on that topic, it is Bubbles who wins Rookie of the Year for 2025. Of course, it's by default that she's the only rookie. But still, way to go, Bubbles, for making the show today. Well, what a race, folks. It's been a great day of racing, and I hope we can continue to bring you the best racing action on the planet for years to come. As I have said before, the World Race Series must go back on hiatus for an undefined amount of time. It could be a year, or it could be in several, but beyond a shadow of a doubt, we will be back. I just want to say what an honor it has been to run these races with all who are involved, as each driver and each spectator has earned their place here over the years, and I wouldn't trade any of it for a thing. It's been a great day, and as always, from the World Race Series to you, happy racing. Now it's time to hit the beach.